So the start of this season was a little rough.
So you start out and we lose 6 in a row.
It was not where we wanted to be. We go 0-6. We don't really know who we are as a team yet.
It was frustrating. I mean, I think that's the best way to describe it. Like it was just a frustrating time. I knew the type of program that Troy women's basketball had been historically. So coming in and starting out 0-6 was definitely not something that I had anticipated or planned on.
We had 5 new players on this season. So coming into this year, it started a little rough. I thought, man, we're gonna lose these kids right from the start. Like they're gonna doubt us, they're gonna doubt the system, they're gonna doubt, did I make the right decision? Like what's going on? And quite honestly, we never saw that in these kids.
We never gave up. We never accepted the defeat.
It was more of like, we know we're gonna figure it out. Like, we know we're gonna learn how to play together. Like, because I knew it wouldn't be long, like, until
we went up right before Christmas. We went up to the Austin Peay tournament. You saw a different team. You saw a really different team all of a sudden just pop up and go, wait a second, this is Troy basketball.
It definitely boosted our confidence, and like we kind of started learning each other at that point, and I think it was a good boost.
Yeah, I think it set the tone. Like, I think it showed us, like, if we play like this, like, we can really, like, make a run and show people, like, who we really are.
You know, we needed that. At that point, we had to win the game, no matter the opponent, whatever it took, we had to win that next game. And, you know, I think that got us energized again. You win that first game, you're like, you know what, I can really do this. You know, we're a really good team. It's almost like we forgot about the 0-6, and, you know, we started from that point on.
Our team needed to like know like we good. Like we had a tough non-conference, and I'd say it's probably one of the toughest. And we just gotta have that mentality of like it's okay to be the underdogs, but we're gonna have the dog fight and just keep getting better throughout the season, and that's what happened. So
we always knew we were capable of. Like, yes, the games prior to that were challenging, but we knew what we were capable of, and I think those 2 games showed us how when we play together and we're all on one accord, how good we can be, and we just proved that we could be good, we could be great.
My husband Ed had driven up there, and instead of me riding the bus or taking a flight back, I rode with him to meet the rest of our family for the few days we had off to see them for Christmas. And I remember just crying, you know, in the truck, because you would think that's the happiest time, you know, that we had won those games. And it was happy, but it was like pressure, and not pressure from any other, no outside source. I didn't feel pressure in that way. I felt pressure from what I owed to my team. It was just like a release after that game. It was just after that tournament, just how happy the team was in the locker room, how it was emotional. My staff was just happy, and all is like all their hard work. They were like, see, we knew we could get back on track. It was a great moment.
And then honestly, felt like we were rolling. Even though we're going into break, it still felt like we were going to go into conference and we were going to handle it and we were going to do what we needed to do. And then we know what happened in our first game of conference.
I don't know. It's like that buzzer beater. We was expecting to win, but it's like that last shot. We was just like, I didn't know how to feel at that moment.
It's tough. It was tough. It was tough to write because, like you said, the narrative was supposed to be revival, and it felt like we got killed again.
And Georgia State in competition, kind of, but it was like, no, we can't lose no more. Like, we have to keep winning, because that was just like kind of like a kick in the butt. Like, that one hurt for real, because like, why did we lose? And then to a buzzer beater?
I don't even know. I'm just thinking like, this season can't go like this. Something gotta change.
Coming back from that game, it was kind of just like, we had the game, we lost it in overtime on a buzzer beater. It was tough, but we know that we can dominate. Like, we know what we're capable of. We showed it plenty of times in that game, and it's just about being consistent and working on that consistency.
You know, we kind of challenged them after that as a coaching staff, you know, showing it on film. You know, as I say, film don't lie. And so I think they really responded from, hey, you know, we really didn't give our best effort. Like, not taking anything away from Georgia State, but there were a lot of things on film that we didn't do.
if we're gonna win a championship, or we want to compete, or we want to make it deep into postseason, you're gonna have to get those 50-50 balls. And a lot of our scout reports from that game on were, we're gonna win every 50-50 ball. No one's gonna out hustle us. We're gonna get on the floor, and I think that propelled us. I hate that we lost that game. There's absolutely no reason we should have, but now looking back at it, I think we needed that to understand what it's going to really take to go deep into the postseason.
The pressure was up in practice because it's like we talked about in conference, like we have a really good team and nobody should be able to beat us in conference. But for us to lose the first game, it was like, all right, we really got to lock in and get focused if we try and do something here.
I think that Louisiana game, that really showed, showed everybody that we're for real. Like pre-conference was just, okay, we can compete. But that game showed that we are at the top of the league here.
We were kind of playing really on that level where it all starts coming together. People start believing. It's like when you get your toe in the crevice of trying to climb the side of a mountain and it lifts you up, and then you find that other toe you can find that placement and it lifts you up. And we were in that place. But what is hard and it's very difficult is maintaining long term in that place when you're playing at that level.
Winning makes you happy, so at that point, like, we were having a great season and we were all happy and I was enjoying it. I know my teammates were, and that's a good feeling, especially like beating the teams who beat us before that, like Southern Miss, JMU, like it was just fun.
It was fun. I mean, you could tell everybody had a great time during that game. We were sharing the ball, just playing, like doing the thing that we love, playing basketball, and it was great. And then going into that JMU game, I just knew that I needed to step up and really produce for the team in order to win that game. So I just did what I had to do when I got on the court.
Well, see, coming back playing against JMU, it was kind of like I had a chip on my shoulder where I wanted to, beat them, because the way we lost last year really hurt. Like I took that pretty deeply, and with them being new in the conference, us losing to them, it just wasn't sitting right with me. So, like beating JMU and having the type of game that I did have, like, felt good.
I don't know, the Arkansas State game I kind of took personal, and like my teammates behind me, like they felt how I felt too. I don't know, like they're good. Like my teammates we like a family, so they got your back. So that's how the game felt. It was just like, it's a good game.
Even if somebody had a bad game, like it's whatever. Like we won. Like let's celebrate. Let's stay together. It was exciting. Like I enjoyed winning all those games with my team.
I mean, you just saw different nights, different kids just had unbelievable games, right? And that was the team that we knew kind of going into this season. We're like, we got all these seniors. They all can score. At any given time, any four of those seniors could put up 20, 25 points. And now you started seeing the kids that we had signed really find their niche with this team.
And I didn't know when we were going to lose. I really didn't. Like, we were putting up numbers. We broke records. We went from getting our butts kicked to setting records for the program. And that's when you kind of knew we got our swag back.
I was hoping that the lessons we learned from losing in the first semester was going to help keep us at that level, but we did take a couple stumbles. And every night when I go give my pregame speech before the game, I realized going in there, this could be a night that would take a huge stumble. And it is true. I don't know how to avoid that. All I know is if you do take one, you got to be the dealer of hope again. You can't put your own feelings in it. You can't be disappointed. You go right back at them. You deal hope. And you remind them what that's like to be that level. Remind them that's who they are. Let's get back to it.
To finish conference, we have 2 home games, right? I think there was on a Wednesday night and a Friday night. And I'm not sure this group could have played any better.
I think we scored 104 and then 108. It was like everything was clicking. We just looked like a well-oiled machine, kind of finding our groove, playing with confidence, playing well together. So I felt really good, to end out the regular season. I felt like we were like right on track to do what we need to do for a strong postseason.
It was fun because we always stress trying to get 120 points in the game, and we work on that in practice all the time. So for us to get that close, it just almost felt like, yeah, it's possible. So it was definitely fun.
Let's put everything out there. Let's play together. Because if you look back at that film, we played together. I mean, assist on top of assist. It was crazy. We shared the ball. We trusted each other, and we wanted that going into the tournament.
100 points, not many teams are putting up that in a game. So to have those back to back showed that we had the offense to compete.
Ruby always go by her little motto, you shoot for the moon, you're gonna land among the stars. So you strive for something so high, you might fall short, but you still accomplish something. And we wasn't perfect in the beginning of the year. We got better throughout the year. We wasn't reaching that goal. So to start hitting that 100 at the end of the year, I feel like it was big and it was a huge accomplishment. We start to get there. And I think we definitely could have hit that 120 mark if we would have had a few more games. We feel yeah. Yeah, we definitely would have got there.
We went into Pensacola thinking like we were gonna win the whole thing. Like we practiced like we wanted it. We practiced like it was like our last game. And like we were ready. Like it was going at each other's throat every single day in practice, not going easy on one another, just preparing for it, thinking we were gonna win.
Our mindset the whole time was we gonna get a ring. Like anytime we talked about it, we was excited. Because for me, I never won a championship in college, so I was hyped. I was like, I'm about to get my first championship ring, and I'm about to do it with the people that I love. So that was our mindset going in. Like nobody could stop us, and that's how it was in practice too.
Mm.
Well, I'm still pissed off about it.
I don't know what just happened.
I took that one pretty hard. It was like so many emotions. Like just seeing my former teammate that I played with for like 2 or 3 years, like in the way they felt after, it just hurt. Like,
So I was like upset about that. I was just upset that whole game because like everything was not going right for me.
It was nothing else I could do after the time was up, so it's hard to deal with. Like, it's a part of the game, but it was my senior year, so I did want to go farther than just that round of the tournament. I ain't want it to end there.
I was angry. I was definitely angry. That was like one of the top emotions I felt. Like it took a minute for me to cry because I was just so mad and like just thinking like, wow, like that's really just how my season ended. Like, cause we were riding on such a high going to this tournament. I just knew that I was gonna come out of this with a ring, and it just didn't happen. I guess I was just mad because it's like I never won the championship before, so how come like why? That's why I kept asking myself why, and then that's when the tears started flowing, and I was just crying. But then me and Sticks, we had to do the post-game interview, so like, we can't go into that mad upset, so we had to just calm ourselves down and do that.
It was only we're going to win it. And that might be a little dangerous because it's a balance because you've got the team believing they can do it, but you've also got to have a healthy respect for what can happen if we're not completely prepared to do what it takes to win that game.
You just sit with it and you kind of just think about everything that you could have did better or somebody else could have did better.
You beat yourself up for a little while. But you know, next day comes and you got to focus on, you know, are we going to play in the postseason? What's that look like? How do you get this team to bounce back from that? Because this team has went through that 2 years in a row now. So to sum that up, it sucked.
But then the next day, it's just, like you said, completely silent. And then it's like, where do we go from here? What do you say the next morning? What do you say the next day? But then it's like, you're just waiting. Because then now you're waiting for selection Sunday. We know we're not making, obviously, the NCAA tournament. But we at least knew for a fact that night when we lost, we looked everything up. We were getting into the WNIT. So it was, how do we then turn it and flip it so our players want to keep playing and not just give up and not that be the way they go out?
I think Coach Reba just did a great job of selling the WNIT tournament and us having like a fresh start and a new beginning, and we can end doing something positive, and you know we can win the championship.
I told my coaches, everybody in the WNIT got their heart broken or they'd be in the NCAA tournament. Which staff can do the best job of picking their hearts up off the floor and getting to value this experience of being in the WNIT, because all we've talked about is the NCAA tournament.
So when the coach was talking about the WNIT tournament, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna do it because of the coaches. I was like still upset because of the conference loss.
For a second, I was like, do I really want to keep playing or do I just want to call it quits? But I was like, I still got some more left to give, so I might as well just do it. So I just said, let's go.
If I'm gonna play hard, I'm gonna play hard for you. And if you're gonna play hard, you're gonna be playing hard for me. And then everybody kind of just agreed on that. And it was like, we're gonna put our all into this WNIT tournament because we have another chance to, play and make history. So I think that was everybody's mindset just going in, like, let's take this opportunity and make the most of it.
All we wanted to do was win that first game. And we can think about the next game after after that postseason, but we knew, especially coming from that loss from the conference, just take it game by game.
Everybody, they took the last game personal. It was like, we weren't supposed to go out like that. We're going to show everybody what we can do and what we came to do. And to even just win that first game, it felt good. Like, it felt really good.
I think it kind of brought smiles back. Everybody was back feeling the rhythm and want to be out there on the court. And so I think that was the boost for the start of the WNIT.
We needed that. And then you come back home, right? You see your fans again. You remember why you play. That you love basketball. You love your fans. Your family's, in the stands. I kept telling myself, we win this game. I really felt like we would win it all. Because we just need to come back home and get our juices going again and get back to what we do.
So you've already did something that no other team has done. Hey, why not? Let's go try to win another one, And so we did. And you go to North Carolina, right? And you go play a really good team in a really good environment, a really good crowd. And yeah, we look up and we won another one.
Our players at many times in that game looked unstoppable. They looked unstoppable.
It was a really good atmosphere, but it's not like it's anything we're not used to. But just having like my whole family there, even like old coaches, it always means a lot to me when I can see my family in the stands.
And we come back here in Trojan Arena and look up and we win another one, right? And so it was a really fun ride. And then you're in the Final Four.
It was such a hard-fought game, and the crowd was so into it. Again, I just keep saying this, but we just made another memory that we'll never forget. I've been doing this 32 years. I'll never forget how loud it was in Trojan Arena and how the people were on their feet.
I don't think I ever played in front of that many people before, so, like, it felt good. I had a good time, like, playing in front of everybody that came to watch. It was just a great feeling just knowing that people supporting women's basketball the way that they showed up.
I don't know, it kind of feels like a dream when you're playing in front of that much people and it's just that loud to the point where you can't even hear what your coaches or what your teammates are saying. So it's just fun. That was amazing. It like gave me chills. Like anytime we get still, anytime somebody get a bucket, it gave me chills because how loud it was. When we were screaming defense and everybody was behind us, it felt good. Yeah.
The time just ran out, like time expired and we have no time to get the job done. But it was a fun game. Playing beside them, knowing like it could be over or we could keep on going. It was just fun the whole season.
Yes, we lost, but it was the mindset never changed. Like, we can keep winning. I think things just didn't go in our favor, and that was probably just the way God intended it. But we still gave everything that we could. Like, I can't say, or I can't pick out any of my teammates and be like, nah, they didn't give their all. I feel like my teammates went out there and gave their all, even though we came up short.
Walking off the court, you just start to think about the whole season. Like you go through it, you start having flashes like it's been a long season. We playing in April. You don't have a lot of teams playing in April.
I just knew that we didn't lay down that game, so I hope the crowd appreciated us that game. So I was just waving. They weren't happy tears because I'm gonna be short for sure, but I say it was just me showing that I appreciated the crowd.
We did all we could do. Like, especially for us 4 seasons, like, we laid it all on the line. Every time our number was called, we were ready. Like, And I just want to thank everybody for supporting me through everything that I've been through. And yeah, just thank you.
You know, as a coach, all you can ask for from your players is that they give you everything they have, that they play as hard as they can possibly play, and then the results will take care of themselves. So we felt like they gave that, and so it was a different type of ending for us. I felt like we almost kind of savaged the way we ended against in the tournament to the way we ended here. I think we kind of, I think we rewrote our story. That's the best way I can put it.
Well, it's from underdogs to champions, which is what I preach all the time. You know, I thought my time as an underdog at Troy was kind of over because we'd kind of gotten to a level where people thought of us as, you know, the top of the conference. But it just goes to show you, I mean, that's life. I mean, you're always starting over in cycles. And so we truly lived the underdog to champion experience. Even though we didn't leave with a ring on our finger this year, even though we lost, we felt proud. So that kind of says it all. It's like you can only have underdog to champion moments with adversity.
This group never doubted, right? Which any other normal human being would have doubted what's going on here. They didn't question it. They just kept going. And I look at these 4 seniors too. They showed their heart in different ways. And it really shone through in the story and just that fight that they had all year long. I think it was always how I kind of envisioned this team and what they did.
And if I could go back and do it again, like I would do it all again, even starting 0-6, just because like of the ride that we had. Like it was just something that I feel like nobody else can talk about except for like if you were there with us.
But I'm just so proud of, again, their perseverance through life, through basketball obstacles, you know, adapting to new teammates. I think that's how I would describe it. Is, you know, it was amazing. It was it's really hard to put into words, honestly. It was a lot, but I'm so thankful for, you know, this opportunity to sit in this seat right now.